Call 1-888-FARMERS to switch, and you could save an average of $470 on your auto insurance. That's a lot of money in just a few minutes. With savings like that, you could be lounging on an impractical amount of ornate and overpriced throw pillows you bought for your couch. But you won't, because you're better with money than that. That's why you're calling us in the first place. Call 1-888-FARMERS to get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Based on average nationwide annual savings survey data July to December 2020. Underwritten by Farmers Truck or Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World. The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for a table at a restaurant.
Thompson, party of 4. Thompson, party of 4. Thompson,
Oh, there you are.
This has been The Sounds of the Old World. Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Important news. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, Freedom Watch is commissioning its citizens' grand jury. We will seek the indictment of Joseph Biden, Hunter Biden, and James Biden for a bribery scheme, a massive bribery scheme that lined the pockets of the Biden family from China and Ukraine. Tune in at freedomwatchusa.org. You can watch it in real time, or crowdsourcethetruth.com. Important event. The American people are taking their justice system back. We have the right to do it. Justice Scalia wrote in a case, United States versus Williams in 1992, that the grand jury belongs to the American people. And when we obtain the indictment, which we will because the evidence is overwhelming of this bribery scheme, coming from many different public sources, including the testimony of Tony Bobulinski, who was a partner of the Bidens, we will then try him. We will then seek to have him convicted. We will then seek to have him sentenced, and the sentences meted out peacefully and legally by masses of Americans. We have the right. I write about it in my book. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry, which you can get at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, all major booksellers, and for a contribution of $50 or more at FreedomWatchUSA.org. After we finish with Biden, we'll get on to Comey, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, the lovebirds, Strzok, Page, the whole lot of them that were let free, not just by the Justice Department under Biden, but the Justice Department under Donald Trump, because he wasn't in control of his Justice Department. You had two political hacks as Attorney General, Jeff Sessions and Bill Barr, afraid of their shadow, part of that Washington establishment, part of the swamp that protects each other. Democrats and Republicans protect each other. One party is pure evil. One party is of the far left, socialist, communist, atheist, you name it, whatever radical cause is embedded in the Democrat Party. It has become the party of the devil, literally the party of the devil. But the Republican Party is compromised and corrupt and unable to address the evil in the Democrat Party. The Republican Party is dead. It's finished. Stick a fork in it, take it out of the oven, and throw it in the trash. That's where it belongs. They're getting rolled. It's a rout by the ultra-left. And the latest area where they're going to be rolled is with regard to the Second Amendment. We had a tragedy in Boulder, Colorado, a week before, an event in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, there are lots of ramifications of what occurred in Boulder, Colorado. We not only see what's been going on with immigration since Joe Biden's become president, a flood of immigrants, illegal ones coming across the border with COVID-19, criminals, drug dealers, you name it, already into the hinterland of the United States, a complete breakdown in our system, and Biden will be indicted as well for reckless endangerment with regard to the immigration crisis. We will seek that indictment tomorrow. But you see, this was an open season for illegal aliens to come into the country. And Biden now has signaled an open season for radicalized Muslims to also go back on the attack with regard to terrorist acts in the United States. Note clearly that during the Trump administration, we didn't have any Muslim terrorist attacks in the United States, and ISIS was destroyed overseas. Now ISIS is coming back, particularly in Syria. They know that Biden is weak. They're taking advantage of that. They know that he, frankly, is senile, not capable of running this country, and they've got somebody behind him, Kamala Harris, an evil, lying witch. We saw her cackling yesterday, laughing about what's going on at the southern border. But the Democrats are going to use this Muslim attack on people in Boulder, Colorado, as a reason to ram through gun legislation designed ultimately to take the guns away from the American people. And why do they want to take the guns away? Because that way we're defenseless. All dictatorships over time have taken the guns away, whether it was Hitler, whether it was Stalin, whether it's North Korea, whether it's Iran, then we are defenseless. That's the game. And of course, to do that, they're eliminating the filibuster, which means that a simple majority vote in Congress will accomplish that purpose. On top of it, the Democrats have solidified their hold on power. You will never see another Republican president. You will never see another conservative president, person of faith, or anyone who believes in the vision and creation of our founding fathers. Once this becomes law, H.R. 1, which codifies, which puts into law the same fraudulent voting system that resulted, you guessed it, in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris being elected, our alleged president and vice president. I say alleged because I do not recognize them as our presidents. They were elected, and vice president, they were elected through fraud. That will happen. And once the filibuster is gone, they'll make the District of Columbia, which is frankly more than a swamp, it's more than a cesspool, it's an evil conglomeration of people working against the American people, whether it's government, whether it's bar associations, whether it's anything else, whether it's the federal judiciary, highly leftist, and they vote Democrat. They're also going to make Puerto Rico a state. That's going to solidify their hold in power, particularly in the U.S. Senate, because there'll be 4 new U.S. senators, all Democrat, all from that evil, evil party. This country is frankly at the verge of a total collapse. It already has in many ways. In addition to the citizens' grand juries, where we will hold the guilty accountable, is my third Continental Congress, which we're calling in Philadelphia for Memorial Day, to talk about altering and abolishing this government and forming a new government by and for the people. All of this done peacefully and legally, because the masses will be rising up, and the government will know that unless they accede to our goals, that there is no hope for them to continue in power. It happened in Poland when the Polish people rose up in the millions and the Soviet Union was forced to leave. What we've got as government today is the equivalent of the Soviet Union in many ways. We've got a socialist, communist, atheist dictatorship. And as I always say, think about it. King George III, on or about July 4th, 1776, when our founding fathers declared independence, was not a socialist. He was not a communist. He was not an atheist. He was not a radical Muslim, not a radical Jewish Marxian, not a radical LGBTQ, not a radical black, and not a radical atheist. And most people, as I say, in these groups are good people, but the radicals have taken control. And this is why we are on a precipice of disaster unless the American people rise up. So we're going to meet in Philadelphia. Watch what we do. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. We will form a new government with an honest voting system with judges who aren't bought and paid for by special interests through political campaign contributions and other bribes on the federal bench. The horror stories, I don't have time today, continue on the federal bench. So there's what we are today. The American people must rise up, get my book, see how I'm proposing to do it peacefully and legally. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, BooksAMillion.com, and at Freedom Watch with a contribution of $50 or more, you'll get it free. This allows us to do our work. God bless you. God bless your family. God save your family. Remember that the Father and Son will help those that help themselves. And if you just sit there watching Fox News and Sean Hannity today, you can forget it. You can forget it for yourselves, your children, your grandchildren, and future generations. Our founding fathers pledged their fortunes, their sacred honor, risked their lives, and they gave their lives to found a new nation. The least you can do is get up off the couch, get to work, go to freedomwatchusa.org, read my book, read my lips, read the Declaration of Independence, and let's save this country. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast with Special Prosecutor with Larry Klayman. Until then, thank you for listening to me.
Ashley Home Store's 76th anniversary sale is going on now, and we're celebrating in style. For a limited time, get up to 30% off, plus pay 0% interest for 76 months. Or choose 24 months 0% interest plus 45% off on furniture styles you'll love for years to come. These anniversary furniture and mattress savings are only available for a limited time, so hurry in to shop and save today. Only at America's #1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley Home Store. This is home.
We can sum up McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich in one word: crispy. But also juicy and tender. Okay, it's crispy, juicy, tender, all one word. But then also pickle. Oh, and potato bun, which is 2 words. Okay, we can't sum up our new crispy chicken sandwich in one word, so you'll just have to try it to understand it. Order ahead on the McDonald's app at participating McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, we get it. You don't want to be hearing a Progressive commercial right now, so let us tell you something you do want to hear. No one is funnier than you. People laugh just thinking about the things you've said. I'm laughing at one of them right now. Coworkers repeat your jokes at the office, but they're never as good as when you tell them, and shame on them for trying. There. Don't you feel better? You'll also feel better knowing you could save when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Although I'm sure you'd have a funnier way to say that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.